If you've been following this journey through the power of now, you already know. Each chapter feels like it peels away another layer of who we think we are. Today, we're diving into chapter 3, Entering the Now. There is something sacred about silence, not the kind we hear, but the kind we feel, the kind that sits underneath every sound, every thought, every breath we take. In chapter 3 of The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle takes us deeper into that silence, into the timeless dimension of being. He reminds us that there is a different kind of knowing, one that doesn't destroy the mystery of life, but rather bows to it in reverence and love. And it made me wonder, how often do we really live in this kind of knowing? How often do we stop trying to fix, to become, to achieve, and simply allow life to be? This chapter teaches us something that sounds simple, yet feels so hard to live, to step out of time. We live in constant movement, always running toward the future, escaping the now, or holding on to what has already passed. But Toll says something powerful. The moment you realize you are not present, you are present. That line struck me deeply because presence isn't perfection, it's awareness. It's not about never losing yourself in thought, it's about noticing when you do. That noticing, that gentle witnessing is where freedom begins. When we observe the mind instead of identifying with it, we begin to reclaim our energy. We stop feeding old patterns of fear, pain, and resistance. The more we observe, the more presence enters our lives naturally. And suddenly, life doesn't feel so heavy anymore. Toll talks about the watcher, to be the watcher of your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, to watch without judging, without trying to fix. And that's hard, especially when emotions come with a strong charge, when something threatens our sense of self, and life feels out of control. In those moments, our mind wants to take over. It wants to defend, to justify, to fight. But what if we didn't? What if we stayed still, aware, in that sacred space between the trigger and our response? That's where transformation lives. That's where presence becomes power. Because the truth is, identification with the mind creates more time, more fear, more problems. But observation of the mind opens the dimension of the timeless. And that's where life becomes vibrant again, where even the simplest act, breathing, listening, touching, seeing, feels alive. Toll makes a clear distinction between clock time and psychological time. Clock time is necessary, it's how we function, plan, and move through life. But psychological time, that constant mental projection into the future or the past, that's where suffering lives. We often say things like, I'll be happy when, or if only that hadn't happened. But happiness doesn't live in tomorrow or yesterday. It lives here, now, in this breath, in this moment, in this stillness. And maybe that's why so many of us feel lost, because we've been chasing life instead of living it. We've been waiting for meaning instead of feeling it. Toll says, forget about your life situation for a while and pay attention to your life. Your life situation is the story, the woes, the past, the problems. But your life is what's happening now. It's this heartbeat, this breath, this awareness. And maybe, just maybe, when we honor this moment, When we stop trying to get somewhere other than where we are, life starts to honor us back. As I sit with this chapter, I realize that presence is not something we achieve, it's something we remember. Every time we pause, breathe, and come back to this moment, we find a life beneath our life situation. We touch that timeless essence that has no story, no identity, no past or future, just being. So maybe today, instead of asking what's next, we can ask what's here. And in that stillness, you may find that joy, ease, and lightness Tolle speaks about. Not because life is perfect, because you have stopped running from it. Because for the first time, you're not living in time, you're living in life. So as we close today, I invite you to pause, take a deep breath, feel the air move through you, listen to the silence underneath every sound. That stillness you feel right now, that's the now. That's where peace lives, that's where you live. See you in the next episode, and until then, stay present, stay aware, and keep coming home to yourself. Bye.